What's up, Out the Mud series? I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy for you guys to have me. If you guys don't know, and for the people that do know, I am Kayla Parilla. I'm 22 years old. I have a clothing brand. I have a 7-figure business, which is my clothing brand. I am a mentor, I'm a teacher, and I'm an educator. I love doing what I do. I am from South Florida, Miami, Florida, you know, the most beautiful place in the world. And you know, I'm just glad to be here. My clothing brand, it's called KINGSPLAY, but KINGSPLAY is like KP. My name is Kayla Parilla, so the KP kind of matches with my name, you know? I like KINGSPLAY. It's just, I don't know how I came up with it because it was so long ago, but I do remember putting a lot of names together, and I just figured like KINGSPLAY is just so different. Like I never heard of it. A lot of brands have like different names, so I felt like that was one that fits me, and it has the same initials. You know what's crazy? I was on Instagram one day, you know, just scrolling on my phone, and I seen one of my friends designing on a computer, and I'm like, man, how do people put digital products on a computer? You know, I feel like I used to be an artist. I used to play basketball, you know. I never thought I would be doing clothes, but I always was an artist. So I felt like me seeing someone being able to design clothes on a computer, it's like, I feel like I could do the same thing because I used to be an artist. So I just said, you know what, let me try it. I asked them, what software is that? Like, what is that? How can I download it and try it for myself? I don't know if you know Adobe Photoshop, but Adobe Photoshop, that's what I use to design my clothes. That's how I, you know, make my clothes, et cetera, how I make logos and everything. And after seeing someone make their own clothes, I'm like, I feel like I could do the same thing. I thought of a name, and I tried to design on the software, but I quit. I quit immediately because it was just too hard. I'm like, you know what? I quit. Maybe this clothing stuff isn't for me. I put the computer away, I threw it away. I'm like, man, this is so difficult. I just can't do it. 3 months later, I'm like, you know what? I keep seeing the designs pop up. I keep seeing a fellow entrepreneur in my same city. I don't know if people know who Soul Boy is, but he has an amazing business, a beautiful brand, amazing streetwear brand, luxury brand, amazing, right? So I seen him designing too. I'm like, you know what? Let me give this another try. Maybe I can really do it. I went on YouTube, I watched a couple videos, and I finally got the hang of it. I'm like, yeah, like it's over. Like I'm really about to start a business. I know what I'm doing now, officially. Like I got it. It just clicked. Everything just started clicking for me. Like it's crazy. Honestly, I am my graphic designer when needed to be, but because of how busy I got and all the things that I do now with mentoring and teaching, educating every day, I do not do all my designs, but I get assistance from other graphic designers that I work with, which makes my life a lot easier. You know, the more successful you get, it's important to hire people to do things for you, so you get all that, you know, stress off your back and all that stuff, you know. So definitely I do my own design still, but I do get help from like a graphic designer. I say, hey, come mock this up for me real quick, and they'll do it, you know. Easy. I graduated high school, and my first thing was, okay, I'm gonna go to college and I'm gonna get my degree. But while I'm in school, before I even started college, I recognized something called the law of attraction. A lot of people don't really know about it, you know, or even study it. But I started looking into, you know, the law of attraction, you know, using my brain and really focusing on what I want out of life. And I just started studying things, studying credit, studying investing, studying other things on how to be an entrepreneur. And I realized, you know what? I'm gonna go to school, but I'm also gonna educate myself to learn new things about the world, which school is not going to teach me. So I took it upon myself to learn other things. And a couple of months later, that's when I saw my friend making the designs, and I'm like, you know what? Let me try to go back into my art skill and try to, you know, practice a new skill. And it came in handy because I became a graphic designer, and I started helping other people with their designs. So now I got a side hustle while I'm building my main business, and I'm going to school, doing what I wanted to do. So I didn't think I would do a business immediately, but after, you know, during the summer and seeing things, I figured, okay, yeah, I'm gonna start designing and doing things like that. Telling my family, they definitely supported me. They definitely were like, okay, cool. They probably didn't know like what I was really doing. Like they don't really know about business like that. But I just popped out with it. But when I posted it on my social media pages for my friends, it's crazy because a lot of people actually laughed at my idea when I first started. A lot of people was like kind of clowning the fact about my business. A lot of people that didn't really want to support, but they fake supported. And a lot of people was talking smack, you know. But for the most part, my real friends, I would say, definitely supported the movement. My family supported the movement. So yeah, I did get support. My family, yeah, everybody. Pretty much. Early on, the game that I didn't know probably would be, I would probably look more into marketing. If I could compare and give myself some advice from now that I didn't give myself advice or something that I didn't know before, I would definitely just tell myself being more into marketing, because that's exactly what got me to where I want to be, is just literally marketing. Some marketing tips I would say is a lot of people don't realize when it comes to marketing, you might spend money on ads, but you're not spending money on a good ad. You might think that, okay, I'm putting in the effort to market this with an ad, but you're not really doing a good ad. I feel like when it comes to marketing, I feel like what you are marketing has to look good. It has to look good. You can't just say, I'm gonna start marketing my brand with this, this, and that, and sending out emails. You have to market something that visually looks good to people and is also presented well. So my tips is basically, visually, you have to really market things to make it look good. I would say an aesthetic is the easiest way to market. Some people think that, some people don't even use the face of themselves to market their brand. There's people that don't have a brand, you don't even know who's behind it, which means that they market it so good that they don't have to, use their face for their brand. But I would say visually and how you present something is everything when it comes to marketing. That's exactly how I blew up myself, is just eye-catching things, content that looks great, not just slapping things on the floor. I think I just started hopping into it. It's easy to talk from a blank post, meaning I could easily get on my phone right now and just type marketing tips of the day instead of actually putting my face in the camera. But I realized when I show myself, and even for my brand, because I'm the face of my brand, I realized a lot of people like to see me for the face of my brand. So when I post myself on my Instagram, maybe doing videos or me giving out some game vocally, I feel like it's better because it's just vocal. I was nervous a little bit. It took me a lot of time. If this is my first time doing an interview, for the first time, I probably wouldn't be able to speak like this. It took me a minute to be able to just say, hey, I'm Kayla, this is what I do, this is who I am. It takes time. And I didn't like how I used to sound, but now I'm just I'm me. I don't care anymore. It doesn't really make me nervous. And those viral sets that I made, honestly, I thought the logo, first I started with the logo. I'm like, that logo, that cursive logo, I gotta put it somewhere. I gotta put it somewhere really nice. And I'm like, you know what? A lot of things, I feel like a reflective design would catch someone's eye. And I'm like, yeah, let me put it together. Let me see how it's gonna look. And I want it to fit slim. Right now, fashion is always changing. You know what's in right now for fashion? These kind of pants, these flare jeans, these flare pants. That's what's in right now. So if I were a brand owner and I'm watching this, I would probably get onto this and make some designs like this. But back then it was tracksuits, that fitted look, that what was in, that's what's in. And the reflective thing, that's what was in. So I thought, let me put it together and see how it looks. I post my samples all the time to see the reaction of people. I posted it, I actually sold out. I sold out pretty quickly, within 2 days, I think, with just one color. Then I'm like, man, I should probably get all the colors. Let me get all the colors now. Let me see how I could post it in a way better way than just having one model. Let me put all my models together. Let me see if I could make something really shake. Let's see how I could market this. I said, everyone's here wearing the suit. What could I make to make this video not just a typical video? I said, hey, everyone's gonna turn at the same time. We all gonna turn at the same time. That automatically, okay, at 1, 2, 3, everyone just turns. I'm like, yeah, this the one, for sure. That's it. And I'm like, you know what? I might have just changed the game, which I did. I knew I was gonna do it. It was just the process of the video. I'm like, okay, everyone line up right now. You here, you here, you here. I get my camera, I'm like, yeah, this looks nice. This looks really nice. And it was so crazy because I had to go on a trip the next day and I was panicking God, I need my tracksuit to come. And I'm like, man, I had to go to Orlando for my sister's birthday. What am I gonna do? The package isn't here yet. My manufacturer shipped late. I'm panicking, I'm stressed. I finally get the packages and I go out there to Miami Design District, perfect place for photo shoots anytime, weather's amazing. Went out there, I had everyone line up and I said, okay, while I'm recording, I said, everyone's gonna turn, right? So when everyone started turning, I'm like, okay, I finished the video, I'm like, let's do that again. I did a bunch of videos just going back and forth, and I said, okay, this is the right one. I had that feeling because I'm like, in my mind, I know nobody did this before. Nobody did this. And I'm like, once you get an idea that nobody did and you can market it the right way, it could change your life. And back then, I think it was during the pandemic. Everyone's on social media. Let me utilize this moment. Everyone's at home, sitting at home, they just wanna shop. Everyone's on social media, because I think of stuff like that. A lot of people just be like, let me just start a brand and just, do whatever. No, I think about every single opportunity to seize. What are people into right now? Let me blow people's mind. That's exactly what I did. And I put it on Twitter because Twitter was a supportive place back during the pandemic. Twitter was the perfect place. Right now, TikTok is lit. So if you're watching this, get on TikTok. But during that time, Twitter, I knew it. I just knew like the support was gonna be there, like 100%. Posted it, I think it was like 10 minutes later, I think I already had 20,000 likes. I'm sitting there like, hold up. I'm like, hold up. 10,000 likes already? I'm like, this is crazy. I checked like 20 minutes later, I'm like, wait, what? We got 30,000 likes? I'm like, man, I done made it out. We about to make it. We about to make it. I wake up the next day, we already at about 80,000 likes, I think, or 100,000 likes. And I'm like, wow, I sold out. I said, you know what? I sold out that fast. Let me run a pre-order. I ran a pre-order, and that was the first time I seen my sales. We did like 20,000 in one day. I'm like, actually not even one day, in like 2 hours. I'm like, wow. I said, you know what? I gotta close the site. I can't. I'm gonna close the site. Like, you know what? Let's do it again tomorrow. Let's see. I said, everyone, you're gonna have to wait. Little pre-order wait time. Open the site back again. Another 20,000, I think. I'm like, wow. This is crazy. I can't believe this is happening right now. I'm just sitting there smiling. I'm in Orlando. I don't care about Universal Studios and Mickey Mouse. I'm worried about my business right now. Like, this is lit. I'm lit. I'm happy. I'm blessed. Like, I went viral. Like, this is crazy. Someone in Nigeria copied my whole idea, the same video format and everything. I'm like, wow, I worked so hard for this. And someone stole the whole setup, the whole flow, everything. I'm like, man, this is crazy. But everyone had my back. So I'm like, God, this is crazy. Like, I'm happy. But I wasn't happy about it, but I realized it's gonna happen. It took me like a couple of months to realize people are gonna copy me regardless, no matter what, so I'm not really pressed about it. But in the moment, I was pretty upset. I'm like, I can't believe this. I'll never forget, I was 18, I think, and I got my first job at Kids Foot Locker. Just graduated high school, I was working at Kids Foot Locker because I was always into like, you know, sneakers and stuff, cool stuff like that. And I don't know, it was kind of like boring-ish for me. I remember I got paid on one of my paychecks like $63, and I'm like, man, this isn't fun. That's not fair. That's not fair. Like, that kind of made me feel like wow, like I was putting in so much work, and I only got paid $63. Like, really? I'm 18 years old. I can't even get gas and go to movies with that and eat food. That kind of like rubbed me the wrong way a little bit, and I hated getting told what to do. I can't stand when someone tell me what to do. It makes me so mad. So that kind of made me feel like, man, like, I don't think I could like work for somebody. Got this job when I was freshly out of high school, like a month later, and then I got another job. This second job that I got, though, it really motivated me to start my business because I got the job in the process while I was starting my business. I started learning how to design. While I had my job, I was in school, trying to design for my brand, and I was working a job. But this job was in a moment of my life that I was going through a lot of stuff. I had a lot of drama, a lot of bad friends. I was getting crossed, I was getting my heart broken. I was going through a lot of bad things, and I had a job. So at that job, I was on my phone like, man, something always going on, just not good energy, right? But at the same time, I was focused on my brand, right? So I got in trouble at the job a lot because they're like, you're on your phone too much. You know, I'm like, man, I just can't focus. Like, I'm just stressed out. So much things are going on in my life. I got to worry about school, my job, my this, my that. So I remember this lady came up to me and was like, hey, you either have to resign today or you're going to get fired. I'm like, you trying to tell me what to do? That made me feel like really mad. And that day, I remember I was starting my business like 2 weeks later, and I left that job. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make more. I'm gonna really come back. No, I'm not gonna come back. I'm gonna blow up so big that I'm gonna make triple of what they even paid me here. Like, I'm gonna make triple of that, like way more than that. I was like, you know what? Like, yeah, go ahead, fire me. You know what? I quit. I don't care. I'm leaving. That same day, I was like, my business is about to start. 2 weeks later, my business started. I'm like, wow, I made more than my paycheck that I've been working for months at that job. I'm like, wow, this feels good. Feels good for the first time. And then with a business, you're not gonna always sell out and get a lot of, you know, movement. And after that, you know, things went left, right, upside down, whatever. And I just kept staying patient, even though I lost my job. I stayed patient, and eventually things blossomed for me because I had a vision and stuck to it. Running a clothing line is crazy with these manufacturers because even when I was trying to start my business, I ordered something, I had the worst deal, and this is why I do what I do today. This is why I help people start a business and give them manufacturers, because when I started, my manufacturer I had, a lot of people don't really like to give up their manufacturer. So I got a manufacturer from a friend, really appreciate that. They didn't have to do that at all. But the manufacturer was very, very, very expensive, and I'm just starting out. I had to spend at least like $800, eight something on my first release, and I ordered a bunch of shirts and stuff like that. And they took 2 months, almost 2 months to make my clothes. And every day I'm waiting like, man, it's taking forever, it's taking forever, it's taking forever. That discouraged me so much because it's like, bro, I lost my job. You know, I have so much hopes for what I'm doing, and things are just taking so long. So yes, manufacturers, I go through things with them to this day. A lot of people don't know that. No matter how far you are in the clothing brand business, you're gonna have issues with vendors no matter what. It's just something you just can't eliminate. I have issues with them. Nothing like crazy, but back then it was like, I used to get delayed a lot. It wasn't really fun. It wasn't fun at all. Out the mud. Out the mud, you know what it means to me? I feel like it means from 0 to 100. You know, like my story is I really got it out the mud. Like if I could really break it down piece by piece and tell you what I went from doing this to what I'm doing now, you would really be like, wow, you really got out the mud with no help, no, you know what I'm saying? Like it's all me. Like, and the things that I go through, like, man, you stayed focused through all that. I really got it out the mud. Like, you know what the mud is? It's not clean. It's not like easy shot, you know, like I went through those intervals and I did it. That's what it means to me, from 0 to 100. You guys want to find me on social media? You can find me on Instagram at Kayla Parilla. You could type it in, drop it wherever you need to. I got KINGSPLAY Apparel, that's my business page. I got YouTube, Kayla Parilla, and my Twitter is also Kayla Parilla, and my TikTok, KINGSPLAY Co. But for the most part, everything's Kayla Parilla. And yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me. Stay tuned for more what we have coming together.